I purposely chose 10 random different flips of all different types of finishes and all different types of styles of furniture, from more inexpensive pieces to very expensive pieces, and the profits they bring. I've been doing this for about 5 years, and anybody can do it. I started in my kitchen and then moved to my garage and eventually was able to open a shop. I'm in rural Missouri, and I feel like if I can do it here, anybody can do it anywhere. I hope you will consider subscribing and following along for more information. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and don't forget to check out my other videos where you'll find lots of helpful information on flipping and selling. Hello, I wanted to hop on for a little bit of bonus content for this video. I feel like it's kind of a big thing to put out there, $16K for around a dozen pieces of furniture, and I think that 5 years ago, if I had watched that or read that, I would have been like, yeah, but, there's all these things, right? And so but I don't have a shop, but there's no furniture in my area, and so on and so forth. But people in my area don't buy things like that, or I can't find things like that. But here's what I want to say, I started completely 5 years ago at my kitchen table painting spindle chairs, and with no experience. Had watched a few YouTube videos, and I was doing it while I was in school. And my first year was so I wasn't all in. If I had gone all in my first year, I believe that I would be 10 times, possibly 10 times, 7 to 10 times further than where I am now. If I had all the information that I had now, if I had gone all in with everything that I had, but I was just kind of hobbying it, It wasn't like both feet in the water type of situation of doing it. And it took me so long to gather information here and there and little tidbits here, and just no understanding, no clue. Didn't have a good understanding of even what different types of furniture was or how to make over things. So I think that's really good progress from at ground zero, knowing nothing, doing a chair here, a chair there, a table here, a table there, and just slowly growing. And that's okay. I think that's a lot of people's stories, but I am here to tell you that if you're just getting started, if you're thinking about starting furniture flipping, if you go all in, and I'm not saying quit, if you have a job, to quit your job, but I'm saying if you have a job, or if you're a stay-at-home mom, which is also a job, I'm definitely not saying it's not, or a student or retired or whatever it may be, if you give it everything that you have to give right now, and if you don't go at this from a hobby point of view, but if you do go at this from a business point of view, I think in 2 years, you will be really, really surprised where you're at. And if you have been doing this from a business point of view, but you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, or it's disappointing and things aren't working out, if you're barely making it, if you're even spending more than what you're making, because I've definitely been there too, then I do 100% believe that the content that is going to be coming on this channel is going to be so helpful. I think the support, the encouragement, the full scope of the information, the talks, the teachings, that all of it, I think it is going to be super imperative. Just think of it like one big free master course on it. And I feel like I don't even know if that's humble. I hope it is. But that's truly how I feel. I just restarted a new Etsy shop because my old one was shut down from an algorithm snag, I believe. That's why it was shut down. You can go look at the video on that. but to see what happened. So I started again at ground zero with a new Etsy shop just a couple of months ago. And for the last 30 days, I'm at $10,000 in sales. And when people want to know, like, well, how much is the profit? I usually take about 20 to 22% in fees, and like that's shipping, inventory, Etsy fees, that type of stuff. So you could say about 78 to 80% is usually profit, what you'll pocket, or for me, a lot of it goes back into my business. Pocket some goes back into my business to keep building it. But can furniture flipping be a viable business where you can make a legitimate income? Yeah, it really can be. And I live in the country in the Ozark Hills. I'm about 20 minutes away from Branson. In Branson, real estate is so expensive. It's one of the most, it's a highly sought after, a highly tourist area. We love Branson, but it's very touristy. And so real estate in there is so expensive. And so I'm outside. I don't get like tourist customers because when people go on vacation, they're not wanting to take an armoire home with them. That's not their plan. And so I am in a very rural, remote area in the Missouri Ozark Mountains in southern Missouri. And yet and people around here, they don't really buy French furniture. There's hardly no French furniture available, the types of styles that I do. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I can't get that furniture, people don't buy that furniture where I'm at, they don't, buy the types of things that I like to paint, same boat, but still am making it. My friend Kim messaged me last night and she said, hey, do you want to go on a girls trip? This is out of the blue. We talk like 2 times a year. We're good friends, but we talk like 2 times a year, maybe 3. And she lives like an hour away. And I'm like, it's actually been a rough month, and it just has for different reasons. I'm like, that sounds great. And so I was kind of like looking at the expenses, or thinking like New Orleans or a beach somewhere, or both. And so anyway, as I was looking, like 2 Etsy sales come in, I'm like, okay, well, there's clear provision, and I still have plenty to put back in my business, and we're going on another trip. And so having the financial freedom to do those things is just meaningful. It's so meaningful, and I think it's important. If you're able to do it, it's really important to like really fully live and to make an income doing what you like. And I'm going to say this, it's hard work. It's really hard work. And coming up in August, I am going to do, so this is into July 2023. In August, I am going to see how many flips that I can do from start to finish and what that profit is. And I'm also going to do a series on a 30-hour work week of flipping furniture. And that's just going to be, and that will be 30 hours of making over furniture. And you might count onto that would be another 5 hours taking your photos, editing your photos, writing your listing descriptions, because all of that is marketing your product. And that's, I think, one thing that I see. Sometimes people will say, well, my Etsy shop's not doing very well, or, I'm a Facebook marketplace, or my business isn't doing too well. And I'll kind of go peek, take a peek and see. And one thing that I see is they're really not writing good descriptions. They're not taking advantage of all the marketing tools the platform that they're on offers them. I see so many things where they're maybe at a 4 of what they could do to have their products reach people, where they could be at a 10 for just the platform that they're on. And so all that to say, I think that if you stick with me, you're just going to have a wealth of information coming to you, both in makeovers, but also I'm super passionate about you being able to like fulfill your purpose. It breaks my heart to think that know that people are working at jobs that just doesn't bring them any joy at all, where they kind of dread going to work every day and they're done and they're ready for a change. And I believe if this seems like something that you want to do, that I can help open the doors for that for you. And so please leave your comments or like your questions in the comments, because I am going to take those questions and answer them in future videos, near future videos, maybe even shorts, maybe full videos, and we'll make just like, it's just going to lead to so much more information, because if you have that question, 10,000 other people have that question too, right? Like, you're not unique in that way, and there's no silly questions. So this was your bonus content. Thanks for sticking with me. So this week it was about $8,000, $8,100 in sales on Etsy for this week, and it's a $10,000 month so far, or in the last 30 days. So I'm gonna see how much I can get build up by the very last day of July, just because I'm starting my Etsy shop at zero and I'm building back up. So I know I said this before, but think about subscribing, liking, and leaving your questions in the comments, and I will create some content to answer those questions. Talk to you later.